Drum Nerdesses, like, subscribe. Just got to scribble in that 1900. So like and subscribe. We are so much closer to that 2000. Noticing I got a lot of support in... Got a lot of support in Japan. I want that to go away. Specifically Osaka. I think I've said that correctly. So, you know, when I hit 10,000 subscribers or something, maybe I'll head out there. Also, before we jump into this, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Bear that in mind. Also, coming up in a few videos, I got a big beef to have with Kid Rock. Okay, nicking off my man Warren Zeff on there. So I'm coming for you. Bear that in mind. Okay, not cool. But we're going to get into some Jinjer, because it's been a hot minute since we've done it. Have I said like and subscribe? Yes, I have. Right, here we go. Also, how you doing, Moose? Hopefully you're having a good day. Let me know what you're getting up to. Oh, that's filthy, eh? I think this is possibly the first time we've done a blast beats on this channel. See, you can notice there's a... That's not Vlad, is it? Is it? No. No. I gotta say, this is a different style of Jinjer that I'm used to. Or is that Vlad and he just didn't get he had his hair cut? Halftime field. On that China. Very nice. Ooh! I mean, it's pretty tricky to do a cymbal choke on an upside down Z bell looking like 6 to 8 inch splash, because it's got a pretty quick decay anyways, but he went for it. Here you go. I mean, it would have decayed pretty quickly anyways, but there are so many stabs on that kit. In that phrase. And there. See, right there, we've just changed so many different feels. So many different feels here. Got right. See how it fed into that halftime? Oh, that was a great... All on the kick pedal. All double pedal. Stop staring at me like that, woman. That was an entire fill on the double pedal there. Listen to this. Listen to the subdivision. That was beautiful because he did it at the very end on the hands, but that was a... I want to say 16th note triplets. Let me hear this. Yeah, that was beautiful. Back to that blast beat. So he's blast beating between, it sounded like the ride and the China. Now, there's a nice little drum pattern there. Yes, of course he's slapping the bass. So you can hear the difference between a bass slap and a pluck almost, right? it's a little bit not tinny, but you can hear it because you're hitting it and letting it go. So that string resonates. So you get the low end of the bass sound, but you get that attack from that most likely brass wound string. Yeah, and he's doing, I don't know if you call it tapping on the guitar. Nice. Yeah, when they're just pressing in and letting out, it's almost like a very gentle version of slapping, of bass slapping, because you're just picking it in, tapping it in with your fingers there. Nice drum fill though on the cymbal. You heard that bell at the end, how he got the bell of that ride. It was deeper. Oh, was that an actual... Was that an effect or a cymbal? Sounds like it hit a pole. I'm telling you right now, that's not what loose hats sound like, so there's an effect on that of some kind. Nice drum roll build. And a great double bass pattern. Down. Let's have that. Excellent. Ooh, that is full on double pedal now. We're just burning those hip flexors and quads. Here. Oh. Oh, did you see Drum Nerd accurately air drum that upcoming phrase? Again, you can read the musical roadmaps here. I have never heard this song before. I'm not a genius. I'm just able to be musically literate. You can hear these things coming. You all can hear these things coming. It's beautiful because you can hear it in clean numbers. You hear it in even numbers. Even if it's an odd time, you can hear that odd time is going to have an even amount of numbers that it goes to before that phrase can kind of make sense to go somewhere else, if you know what I mean. And so you can hear there's going to be an ending to it, as a book ending, right? Like a book never has a front cover and never a back cover, right? So here. Oh, see, they made that video look like the dog was saying those lyrics. Lovely. Blast beats, back to the beginning. Onto that China. See, again, you can predict even in these pseudo-false endings. Right, we're going to leave it there. I was pointing that way, which to you looks maybe like that way. So this way, in your world, because it flips the video, I think, is actually where my books are. That's what I was pointing to. In any event, that was exciting as hell, wasn't it? I gotta say, maybe I'm wrong here, and it's not a negative statement, it's more of just an observation. To me, Jinjer feels, or at least this incarnation of Jinjer, feels similar to kind of Alexis on Fire, Paramore style-y. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, you might know what I mean. But whereas the other Jinjer I've looked into, where I think it's got Vlad, if I'm not mistaken, behind the kit, it seems a bit more musical, a bit more subdued. And I'm not bashing this incarnation by any stretch of the imagination. That was fabulous. absolutely delicious. That was very nice. But when you've got Vlad and you've got that element of jazz coming through, that subtle playing, but that very complex nature of his playing and his level of dynamics, because the stuff I've looked at already with him in it's softer, but it can get bigger, but it comes down. This is kind of, here's 100, we're staying at 100, maybe go 103. You know what I mean? In any event, that was enjoyable. I did enjoy that. I'm going to leave it there now. And yeah, let me know. We get to 10,000 subscribers. Maybe I'll come out to Japan. I've never been. I'd like to go. It seems like a cool place. Specifically Osaka, I think, is where most of the subscribers and views are coming from. I think genuinely out of the just shy of 600,000 views that this channel has got, I think 285 to 300,000 of those are in Japan. Crazy. So cool. But obviously, I think it makes sense with the content that we look at. So, but there we go. Right, I'm going to sign off now. It's a beautiful day outside. I got to go and have some fun outside. So, like, subscribe, share, do something nice for yourself, but do something nicer for somebody else, whether you know them or don't. Be well, stay safe, keep your stick on the ice.